Today, I'm going to expose to you one of SpongeBob's and Patrick's biggest secrets. Let's get building. What's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of Let's Build a Bikini Bottom, episode 4, where we're going to be building, wait for it, the Mauna Loa, SpongeBob's and Patrick's deep, temporary secret with a huge giant sign pointing right at the secret. So you can probably imagine how long this secret lasted for. And the last episode we built the chum bucket, so you can check that up in the top right of the screen right there. And honestly, I have no idea why this sign even exists. That red thing I'm struggling to build right now is supposed to be an arrow pointing right into the hole, which we're not going to be drilling, we're going to be blasting it. Let's go! Pow! Pow! Beautiful, look at that. When the last time you saw me blast a hole in the series? Like, the answer is never, first time. So you're going to see a lot more blasting in the future to come. And like I said in the last episode, instead of doing them separately, I'm going to be doing the surrounding landscape around the actual building itself, just to make the build itself look actually more pretty and more like it's a part of something rather than separate. I was going to do those separate, but I decided building with landscape, or whatever this is, with landscape, make it look a whole lot pretty, unlike the Krusty Krab building. But anyways, we're down here, we dug out hole, we didn't blast it, we did use spheres to carve this hole out. And the reason why I did that was just because I couldn't really control the dynamite so much, so unfortunately I did have to just use spheres and just carve this cave out. And inside will be the Mauna Loa, which you'll see. And if you don't know what the Mauna Loa is, it's pretty much a pirate ship, an old sunken pirate ship with a twist at the end. So if you want to see that, stay tuned till the end. But if you like this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and even leave a comment, because I'll leave my comments every day, so give me some feedback so I can improve my builds. And hopefully more people will join and enjoy this series like I am. So this ship is pretty small. Like, if you go build a Bikini Bottom, you're going to need to know how to build ships. You're going to love building ships and boats and rafts and all that underwater stuff, and this is a good example of that. In this series, I think I'm going to be building, in my mind, 5-6 types of ships minimum. I don't talk about small builds like this, I'm talking about big builds like the Thug Tug, I believe it's called, Goofa Goopas is a steam ship, and even character ships like the yacht, what's it called, a sailboat. A sailboat. We're going to be building that as well. There's also the submarine, there's 2 ghost ships, the house ship and the Dutchman ship. So yes, tons of ships. In this case, for this build, we're building a abandoned ship. Yeah, this is an abandoned ship with a twist at the end, like I said before. So we're getting the sails in, we're getting the world. So this is, like I said, the first phase of this is always doing the linear stuff first and then infill. When I'm doing the infill / linear parts for the sails, just to get a general shape how the structure will look like. And I'm pretty happy with this. It's not too big, not too small, not too overpowering. It's scaled at least somewhat good enough. Of course, I ran out of space for the sail, so I had to make some compromises there. Especially, I underestimate how tall the ship will be by quite a bit. But don't worry, we're gonna fix all that. And then after we get the infill, we do detailing, which will be installing the windows, changing the world to the actual colors we want, getting some windows in. So this is the first time I'm building a smaller build in the Bikini Bottom. This has only appeared in I think 1 episode ever of the actual series. So you're gonna get a mixture of famous builds like the Chum Bucket, Krusty Krab, SpongeBob's house, Squidward's house, and then you get unfamous buildings like this, which only appeared a handful of times, like the muffin shop, the newspaper's business, the radio station, the bus station, the Big One Island, stuff like that you'll get, but there will be much smaller builds, which is what you see in here. So I had to find a way to kind of mix them in so it looks like the Bikini Bottom with famous builds along with non-famous buildings. So I hope you like both builds, and for shorts maybe, I'm thinking of making like the tiny builds, like the Rock and like build that's so small it's not even deserving of its own full episode. So that's kind of how I'm balancing stuff. As you go inside, we're going to be building 3 rooms. The room on the side we're on right now, I believe is going to be the gold room, the treasure room, which have quote-unquote treasure in it. A lot of golden artifacts, or golden blocks in this case. Well, which will become gold in a little bit here. Come on, there we go. I am so rich, I can make yellow wool, turning them into gold blocks. Not so funny, but Mr. Krabs would love that place. And here, honestly, I have no clue what goes on here, but there's a few beds, a lot of barrel, rum, and all that good stuff happening in here. Chests, ropes, like everything you need to function a ship is pretty much in here. For the most part, I might miss a thing or two, but I mean, it's a tiny ship. You're not going to be going to war with this abandoned, broken down ship. It's not yet broken yet. That's gonna come later. And this is a little secret building that I will be showing you later after the cinematics. So, in the meantime, enjoy some cinematics, and I'll be back with a actual tour of this place. I hope you all enjoyed the time lapse, but as always, if you like this episode, appreciate all the work I've done to create this beautiful city. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, because I leave all my comments and I love to get a lot of suggestions here. So this is the Mauna Loa ship, as you saw in the time lapse, and we got this beautiful hole, deep hole that we blasted out of the sand, which takes us to the ship itself, which is the Mauna Loa. And thank goodness I didn't create this so I could survive that such a fall, but there's also this convenient little ladder which goes up to the surface so you won't get stuck here in survival. But I do want to make this map survival friendly, and you can see it's pretty spooky out here. But yeah, this is it. It's not really spooky, it's just dark and annoying, but yeah, this was a secret ship that SpongeBob Patrick treasured for a total of, I think, 1 day, if that. Inside isn't too much. In here is simply Captain Quarters, and in here is just the operation of the ship. So you got your barrels, root beer, I don't know root beer back then, but root beer, your chests, like your sails, like everything that is required to run a ship is pretty much in here. And to this is Krabs' favorite room, which would be the room of tokens, which have no monetary value, so they're, I guess, fake gold. Hence why I use concrete as part of the materials, but yep, that's what you get. I carry out here, we got some beds, but you also have this secret entrance that leads you outside, and you can see how this place looks. But if you look to the right, you see this weird building which just says tickets. Tickets? Why is there a ticket booth inside this secret shipwreck thing? Did the pirates like playing ticket games, something like that? No. Because this ride was an amusement park ride, as you can see here. Oh crap, it's just be so dark, but yeah. This was actually an amusement park ride, and the ship swings up and down, the back up. So kind of like a counterbalance type of ride, a swinging ride, which is all too common. And there happened to be a ticket booth which hinted to that. And of course you must be this tall to ride, but luckily to me, I am tall enough to ride this ride, even though all characters in Minecraft are the same height. But no, I'm lucky. I mean, I could have been a pig, could have been too small. So I can ride the ride, and of course these are the controls, which everyone can press. Hopefully no one press it. So raise your hand if you would actually really want to ride this ride. I mean, there's no seat. You really just stand up and you just ride. I mean, it's a very, very scary ride. So with that, you can probably imagine that this ride was shut down when Mr. Krabs got control of it and built this whole structure. So you know, you can make money off of it. So you know, because it could fall off, and I don't know who would ride this, honestly. Like standing up, just swinging around, that look very scary, and you do fall off. Like you have to fall off. Like you saw them falling off during that moment. So it's not the best ride ever, but yeah. But that's pretty much wraps it up for this tour. I mean, it was pretty basic. There wasn't too much. And that's how we'll keep this episode. Gonna be a lot of like top buildings mixed together with the non-popular buildings. And honestly, for some of the non-popular buildings, I probably am gonna put those into shorts. But yeah, there's gonna be some building that ain't too popular. I have to fit it in somehow, because if I just did all popular buildings, there'll be just a stream of no popular buildings at all, and people get bored of the series. So that's why I'm mixing them up. But yeah, this is it for the Mauna Loa. I did use remote location for the actual when this ship was turned into a amusement park ride. What a secret hideout this is. Anyway folks, if you like this video, please leave a like. If you hate it, please dislike a step. But if you really enjoy, please consider subscribing. And like I said, I read all my comments, so if you have suggestions or feedbacks, please leave them in the comment section below. I really appreciate it and make me motivated to continue the series. So folks, as always, see you all in the next one. Whoa! Hey, where are we? Crap, I fell down. The real Mauna Loa? Can you folks keep a secret?